Just a quick demo of the Google Photos editing suite. It's not going to be as robust as Lightroom, but it can be useful. And you can edit RAW and JPEG. So let's just start with this image. And if you want to know if it's RAW or JPEG, let's say you're not sure, just hit the little I info. You can see it will say, for Sony cameras, it says ARW. Don't know why, but that's just how it is. And then here are the editing options you have if you have a Google One account. You can just use these preset filters, which are pretty good, reasonably good. And then once you go to this other tab, you can adjust things like the brightness to reset each level. Just double click the icon. And then you can adjust the contrast and so on and so forth. I don't see an option to select a mask like you would on Lightroom. This is just different parts of the image. And if you go to portrait light, oh, this is pretty interesting. So here, I don't know what this does. How does this work? Now, let me see. Oh, okay. Kind of useful, I guess, but not really. So it simulates some lighting effect, some artificial lighting effect, depending on where you put it. But you can see it doesn't really impact this shadow here because there's light coming from this glass wall here to the gentleman's left, right of the screen. And so you can see the shadow on his suit. But this portrait light does not impact that. So I'm not sure what the depth of field impact is. You can do stuff like this in Adobe reasonably easy. Let's do blur. Let's see what that does. You can blur everything around the main focal point. Looks a little goofy if you ask me. You can tell it wasn't done in camera. Maybe if you saw this, no, that looks goofy. You can just reset that. So if it's highlighted, then it's impacting the image. Not highlighted, then it's not on the image. You just hit reset. Color focus, let's see what that does. Don't really see an impact. Let's get rid of that. What else we got in here? You can crop and straighten the image. All right, so you can crop it. You can either do presets like 16 by 9, 9 by 16, 4 by 5, and so on, 3 by 2, which is how I captured it, or just have a free reign to adjust it how you want. Let's just reset that. What else we got in here? We have some other presets in here. So let's see what these look like. I don't mind that at all. This would be useful if you want to do a quick edit and post to social media and you're away from Lightroom. It's pretty cool. So if you have a camera that can transfer the images quickly to your phone and then you just want to apply a quick preset to a raw photo, you could. Some of these are not terrible at all. Except this one, that's pretty terrible. You can adjust the intensity, it seems. Okay, there you go. So you can adjust the intensity for each of them. Okay, so let's say I didn't like that one. Just take it off. So out the gate, this is terrible. And you can adjust the intensity. Okay, that's not too bad. And just take them all off. And that's pretty much it. Now, how much does it cost? As of right now, it's $29.99. Okay, $30 per year. And that gives you 200 gigabytes of storage, which is not a lot if you take a lot of pictures with your phone, but it's reasonable. Access to Google Experts, I've never used. Share with up to 5 others. That's going to decrease your storage even more. And this is where you get the editing options that is not available with your regular Google account. Extra member benefits, don't know what those are. 3% back on Google Store, a VPN. This is useful. VPN for multiple devices and monitor the dark web. But the most useful bits would be the online storage, because I think right now, as of 2023, your typical Google storage, the free one, is 15 gigabytes. So if you pay for $30 a year, you can get 200 gigabytes and option to edit your photos. All right, so let's edit some JPEG pictures. Let's see what that looks like. Now, with RAW, you have more flexibility. With JPEG, not so much. Is this a JPEG? Yes, it is. All right, so let's see what we have at our disposal. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. High dynamic range. Yeah, that's not terrible at all. Let's raise the shadows. Okay. So again, it's not going to be as robust as Lightroom. But for someone who's just getting into editing photos, this is pretty useful. I'm glad I have it. And if you can afford it, I think it's a good option. And so you can use this on your phone or on a desktop computer, which is amazing. Amazing. Cool.